Earth signs, you are being asked not to believe everything you read this week, everything you hear. In fact, don't even believe everything you think this week. You are being asked to remain optimistic. This is the moon in the very expansive Sagittarian ninth house of philosophy, of long-range sort of affairs, international travel, broadcasting. It's sort of the big, having big thoughts and big ideas, and feels like keep the faith is what you're being asked to do this week overall, because there is something that you are not getting a really solid picture on. There's some kind of optical illusion. It might be your negative thoughts that are intruding, that are kind of making you feel that things are worse than they are. There is some kind of optical illusion here, and you are being asked to stay optimistic. Now, I've pulled a couple of cards to get an overview of your career and your relationship, and I will pull more, so stay tuned. But overall, for your career, there is something that you really had your heart set on that you are maybe disappointed about. So that is the energy to leave behind you. Energy to lean towards for your career this week and beyond is some kind of authority figure. And I'm kind of feeling that this is you. You have all this knowledge. You are more of an authority than you realize. And it's time to leave past emotional disappointments behind, or even a job that you're not very emotionally attached to that's not rewarding for you, because you do have some sort of wisdom or knowledge to share. So there is something solid, maybe a contract or a commitment that is coming in for you. And in terms of love life, you have healed from past pain. So it's definitely time to leave that in the past. And what you're being asked to do this week and beyond, you will have the opportunity to repair a rift, maybe with someone you've been estranged from, or you may get to the bottom of and heal within yourself some kind of painful obstacle that is getting in the way of a healthy relationship for you. So let's take a closer look at this career situation. Well, it looks like you might be weighing up a couple of options here, especially where money is concerned, or financial security, or even just your talents and skills. So there might be two opportunities coming up. Something feels out of balance here. So it might be that you are like, well, I love this job, but the money is terrible. Or the money's great, but I really don't like this job anymore. So there is some balancing out to do of something that just isn't working for you in your life anymore the way you want it to. You are perhaps feeling as though you don't have much control in this situation, or maybe there's a boss in the mix that is too demanding and is kind of bringing you down. Either way, there is just not a great vibe around a situation at the moment. Again, it may all be in your mind in terms of this feeling upside down Emperor, because maybe there is a creative solution that you are just not seeing yet. Let's see what the universe wants you to know about kind of solving this conundrum here. So with the Strength card in reverse, it looks as though it's not a good idea to struggle on with something that is kind of like flogging a dead horse. I'm going to pull energies to lean away from and energies to lean towards, just to help clarify this message. Because the good news is the King of Pentacles is on the other side of this. This is the Earth sign, master of his or her domain. You are an Earth sign, so this is you sitting on your throne, feeling very abundant and secure. So why is the Strength card in reverse here? Do you need to show more vulnerability? Do you need to be a bit more honest about what really makes you happy in your work? Or do you have to stop flogging this dead horse? Let's get the energies here. Well, this is still a bit cryptic. I get the energies, but I think it's going to be different for everyone. So I'll leave it to you to interpret this to suit your own situation, because your energy to lean away from is conflict. So anywhere where there is dissatisfaction or discord, anywhere where you might be internally conflicted, or maybe you've just got a dick boss who's mucking you around, you need to either get into a new situation and walk away, or bite your tongue. And I'm really always pulled back to this don't believe everything you read, don't believe everything you think this week energy, with this Page of Swords in reverse. because this could just be a passing thing and only you will know. That's why I'm saying you'll have to really use your own judgment on this, your own discernment. But obviously, conflict is better avoided. So whether that means walking away and sort of calling things off, or just kind of stepping away from engaging with the bullshit. Definitely the energy to lean towards is having more discernment and boundaries. The Queen of Swords is very cool and very discerning, and quite using humor, I think, to make a point. So it softens the blow a little bit. It's not so hard-ass, but it is definitely about having boundaries and not tolerating any shenanigans. So try and cool yourself down if you're getting hot-headed about something. But for some of you, you may have to actually cut this off and call quits or move it away to be more independent somehow. However, there is the key word of patience, and it's come up in your 6th house of your day job, your routines. So that is pretty funny. That's why I'm saying there's mixed messages here. This is the opposite of patience, and this is saying being patient will be expansive for you, because Jupiter makes things bigger. It expands things. And in your day job, so that is saying, you could get a much richer day job experience or abundant experience by being patient, being discerning. So 6th house is Virgo. I get a lot of Virgo vibe from this kind of discerning Queen of Swords energy. So for some of you, patience is the answer, and for some of you, patience and endurance is actually not the answer. So you'll either need a personal reading, or you'll just need to tap in with your own intuition on this one. But this is the way you're headed, King of Pentacles. So that is the utmost, as I said before, in stability and financial security and just feeling secure within yourself. So, okay, now let's go to relationships here. What do you most need to know about resolving some conflict here? Well, it looks as though emotionally in your relationship or in your dating life, the ultimate in security and happiness and sort of peaceful, secure existence in a marital situation or a relationship, sort of a permanent happily ever after. It is about being discerning. We've got this Queen of Swords again. It is about cutting out any bad habits. Now, this could be your own thoughts. Again, I'm going back to this. Don't believe everything you think. Flavor for the week for you. There is some kind of old habit or negativity that you have to cut and be ruthless about. Being very logical or very disciplined here to get rid of whatever's bedeviling your thoughts or your behaviors that is standing in the way of all of this security and abundance. So this is interesting in terms of relationships. The 10th house is showing up, and now that is your status in the community. So marrying well or being in a high status relationship. It can be your fame point, your career point. There is Mars in that house. That shows agitation and negative, sort of can be negative high energy, can be fighting, or it can be just urge to drive forward and achieve these great heights through a relationship. We've got authority there, which is sort of like social climbing, but in a romantic sense or in a relationship sense, power couple vibes. But Mars there is saying, well, are you creating problems either within your own mind because you are going after the wrong things as glamour, the glamour couple? Is this, the face that you show the world? There's some kind of problem with it. Are you being motivated by the wrong things? Or is there just public squabbles breaking out between you and your partner that might be causing issues, tension there that is boiling over for everyone to see? The 10th is the most visible spot in your horoscope chart. And with Mars there, it's great if you're a professional sports person and you need that fighting spirit. Not so great for public airing of dirty laundry. But it feels as though there is something where you are inwardly conflicted. And so it may be about, do you go for true love or do you go for profile? You might have to sort of discern what matters the most to you. But there is this opportunity to enter into new emotional territory here where things feel a lot lighter and richer and warmer. So that is ahead for you. Have you been looking online at somebody? And the only reason I ask that is because the Page of Swords in reverse, which was your very first card out for the week, summing up the whole week. Don't believe everything you see online or even think. You've got the watching you card. Is someone watching you online? Is somebody kind of being a little bit swayed by this high profile that you are taking? Or is this you watching someone online and believing what you are seeing? Don't believe everything you see. Don't be disheartened if someone seems to be doing fantastically without you, an ex maybe, or don't let that fuel you. Don't be fooled by the outward appearances here. That seems to be the Mars that is causing problems for you, something to do with high profile stuff. So this says lack of faith. So don't lose faith in yourself or in your future of your relationship just because you are thinking negative thoughts or you're interpreting somebody else's Instagram to mean something that really throws you for a loop. That is not the energy you want to have this week. You really want to stay optimistic. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Don't sweat the small stuff and just sort of really tune into being positive in your thoughts. What guidance can I give you here about this relationship vibe? Because it seems like the ultimate in happiness and security is there for you, but there's just some internal negative feeling about yourself, feeling unworthy. There's something like that, or somebody else's shenanigans that is getting in the way here, and it's to do with public profile, Instagram accounts, taking that sort of thing too much to heart. So in relationships, you are a master manifester. You get what you manifest in. That's why it's so important to keep the faith, stay positive, be optimistic. That is your overriding message for this week. And set boundaries. I'm reading this as setting boundaries within yourself. So when you are prey to negative thoughts about yourself or negative beliefs based on what you've seen online, set boundaries with your mind and say, I will just not panic. I'm going to just bide my time here. I'm going to wait and see what happens. Take the long view and stay optimistic. But this could mean setting boundaries with a significant other. It is about honoring yourself here. Now, this is honoring your self-worth, remembering your power. That is a really big part of setting boundaries. Remember what you deserve and what you will and won't tolerate. And don't let your mind be the one that plays the worst tricks on you. That is an overriding message for this week as well. So I hope that helps. You may need your own reading. If so, go to my website. But let's look at our third topic now. Today's third topic for all signs is how to align with yourself. Because of course, when we're in alignment, we can better attract the circumstances into our life that put us on our path that's most filled with ease and grace, your highest timeline, if you like. So what are the issues here? Well, you are at the very beginning stages of something very valuable, some kind of new enterprise, some new activity that is bringing you new stability and abundance. And it might even be some kind of gift that comes to you. Now, this could be a spiritual gift, so you could just feel more connected, more grounded, or you could feel just more abundant and secure. Or this could be somebody actually giving you a gift, somebody in your friend group, because we've got the 11th house indicated here with Mercury. You might have a communication from someone in your network that gives you some new opportunity. And it looks like this could be financial because you've got the moon there in the Capricorn 10th house of achievement in its sort of highest form. It is your public persona, your public esteem. So it is really your career, the heights of your career. So there is some emotional opportunity there to really elevate your career, your public standing, your career. And moon again, more emotional connection here to the power of transformation, the Scorpio 8th house. Now this can also be 8th house issues of other people's money, lump sums, investments, also taxes, the meaning of life, and plumbing the depths of your own psyche. Getting in touch with what really motivates you. And I really get the feeling that alignment is speaking more to this issue than anything else. So this enterprise, or this new beginning here in stability, in your talents and your gifts, I think you're being asked to really tap in with yourself and make sure that this opportunity is emotionally in alignment with where you want to go in life. And it's okay to take a short-term job or something like that as a means to an end. We all do that from time to time. But I think the universe is wanting you to focus on your emotional drivers here, because the moon is out twice in your 8th house of transformation and power, and in your 10th house of fame and career and achievement. Like, what would give you the most emotional fulfillment? It might not be climbing a career ladder. It might be some public service that touches your heart, like Meals on Wheels or something like that. Something where you can really emotionally connect with and get goodies from. Now, this opportunity may come through your friend network, the 11th house there, the Aquarian house of friends, connections. It can be hopes and wishes, and it can also be humanitarian aid. It's sort of like aiding your big network of humanity. So there is a message there, or there might be some inspiration coming to you for how you can engage emotionally with your collective in a way that's meaningful and quite powerful to you. What does the universe want you to know about this? Alignment. So you are being asked to follow your joy wherever possible. And it may not be through your day job. So my eyes were being drawn to this career card again, 10th house, fame. You know, fame and material success can be a yoke that chains you to a grind. And yes, sometimes we have to engage in work that wouldn't necessarily be our dream. But you need to balance that out with where you can find joy in life. That is a message that is coming through to me a lot, to spread that really we are here to be joyful and to spread that joy kind of naturally just by our own exuberance. But it doesn't have to be through your job. But you are being asked to connect emotionally with yourself, your deep emotions here. And sometimes you have to trust that choosing the option that brings you the most joy, but not the most money, is the right one for you and will ultimately bring you stability. So if you feel like you are you should take some kind of job or opportunity for your own security, there might be a time to actually think, but what do I genuinely value? And chase that instead, even though you might just be in the dark and not sure where it will lead. Taking baby steps to something that you truly value is going to be really beneficial at this time. You're being asked to lean away from the fear of failure, of not getting something off the ground, of sort of pessimistic thinking that nothing will happen. And also, if your ideas in the past have fallen on not very fertile ground and haven't gotten anywhere, cut them off and move on. Don't be afraid to move on from things that haven't gotten going. But do lean towards the world. This is letting a cycle close so that you can enter a whole new phase in your life, even if it's in your spiritual growth, even it is you as a citizen of humanity. What is your next step? What is your next venture here? There is something coming up for you, and it is a matter of getting into alignment with what you most value and working towards that. So I hope that helps you. It's a little bit cryptic. It will be different for everybody. But that is the energy around you for the week ahead. And if you'd like your own personal reading, as always, go to my website, abundancelovejoy.com. Meanwhile, this is Sarah wishing you much abundance, love, and joy.